In hip-hop, there are pivotal moments when an artist takes a stand, not for wealth or recognition, but for their principles. When the Clipse departed from Def Jam Records over a single verse by Kendrick Lamar, it became evident where they drew that line. This decision transcended mere business or label politics. It was a battle for authenticity, vision, and the essence of what rap represents. Fast forward to 2025, after more than 10 years apart, the Clipse were ready to make their comeback with an album titled Let God Sort 'Em Out, a name that already exuded defiance. Fans had been eagerly awaiting a full-length project from the duo since 2009, and excitement was at a peak. Pusha T had established himself among rap's elite during their hiatus, while No Malice returned with renewed clarity and purpose following a spiritual journey away from mainstream music. This was not going to be a nostalgic reunion. It promised to be something more intense and essential. Welcome to celebrity rap life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary. Because in celebrity rap life, every downfall can become a comeback, and every headline tells a deeper story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next. However, before the album's launch could commence, the industry, still rife with politics and sensitivities, put up barriers. It began with a single track, Chains and Whips, the first recorded for the album. This impactful song, rich in meaning and featuring Kendrick Lamar, unsettled Def Jam. In a recent GQ interview, Pusha T shared the details of the situation that nearly jeopardized the Clipse's return. He noted that the label's discomfort was immediate. Universal Music Group, Def Jam's parent company, viewed Kendrick's participation not as a creative choice but as a risk due to his public disputes with Drake, one of UMG's most significant global stars. The issue was not about the music itself, but rather the surrounding politics. Executives allegedly pressured Pusha to ask Kendrick to tone down his verse, suggesting he rephrase it to avoid any lines that could be seen as confrontational or inflammatory. However, Pusha T, known for his straightforwardness, refused to consider this request. "They wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse," he stated. "Which, of course, I was never doing. This was more than mere resistance. It was a statement." The label wasn't merely seeking edits, they were demanding silence. When Pusha stood his ground, tensions escalated. According to him, UMG intensified the pressure, and within a month, it turned into an ultimatum. Steve Gawley, a lawyer at Universal, allegedly threatened, "We'll just drop the Clipse." At this point, one might think the story would end there. Two rappers, over a decade since their last project, being sidelined by a major music corporation. But anyone familiar with Pusha T knows he doesn't back down. This time, neither did his brother. Instead of compromising, they chose to walk away. The Clipse made the only decision they could. They took their entire project and left. Within weeks, they secured a new label. Roc Nation stepped in not just as a record label, but as a true partner and a refuge, a place where the quality of the art, rather than external perceptions, would dictate the outcome. In doing so, the Clipse made a daring choice that not only impacted their own careers but also what hip-hop stands for. Let's take a moment to reflect. What does it signify when two of the most esteemed lyricists in the industry are unable to release a record? Not due to sample clearance issues or budget constraints, but because a corporate entity is concerned about the potential backlash from a featured artist. What does it imply when an entire album's release is delayed simply because Kendrick Lamar is deemed too controversial? The irony is striking. Hip-hop originated from a spirit of rebellion and a refusal to be controlled. Yet, in 2025, two icons were asked to submit, not to their art, but to the unseen forces of industry power. As for Kendrick, he wasn't even asked to make changes himself. The label wanted Pusha to convey that message, effectively compromising through a proxy. This is how institutional censorship operates. It doesn't merely silence voices, it attempts to turn artists into enforcers of each other. But that didn't occur in this case. Instead, something remarkable happened. Let God Sort 'Em Out didn't just find a new home, it found a more resonant platform. The moment the Clipse joined Roc Nation, the narrative shifted. It was no longer about what Def Jam tried to suppress, but rather about what they feared. That Kendrick Lamar verse has become a symbol, not just of defiance, but of excellence. Although no one has heard it yet, it already exists in the realm of myth. What did he say that unsettled the executives? What line crossed the line? Was it aimed at Drake? Was it a critique of the industry? Was it a commentary on the system itself? Pusha hasn't disclosed the specifics, and Kendrick has remained silent as well. That silence, whether intentional or not, amplifies the anticipation. Fans are no longer just eager for a Clipse album, they are anticipating a showdown. The stakes are incredibly high. For Def Jam, this represents a public misstep. Once hailed as a leader in innovation, the label is now seen as a gatekeeper fearful of the very sound it helped to popularize. Their request to modify or remove Kendrick's verse wasn't merely a poor decision, it was a betrayal of the genre's core principles. Conversely, for Roc Nation, this is a moment of triumph. Jay-Z's label, known for allowing artists to express themselves freely, embraced the Clipse wholeheartedly. The symbolism is significant. Jay-Z, who has faced his own battles with industry censorship, now provides sanctuary to those still advocating for freedom of expression. Additionally, there's the underlying tension between Kendrick and Drake. This rivalry has been building for years, and the period from 2024 to 2025 has intensified it. With diss tracks, subtle references, and strategic maneuvers, this Cold War has reached a boiling point. Kendrick's involvement in Chains and Whips was not coincidental. It was deliberate, calculated, and timed. He understood the implications of his verse, especially in collaboration with Pusha T, who is arguably Drake's most prominent and persistent adversary. The label's attempt to censor that collaboration speaks volumes. It's not merely about safeguarding corporate ties, it's rooted in fear. Fear that this verse could change the game, that this song might alter the narrative, and that the reunion of Kendrick and Pusha could be an unstoppable force. However, this fear has backfired. Instead of stifling the song, it has made it a headline. Instead of silencing Kendrick, it has drawn attention to him. Instead of diminishing Clipse, it has provided them with unparalleled promotion that money can't buy. Now, Let God Sort 'Em Out is more than just a reunion album. It's a declaration, a bold statement, and a testament to everything Clipse has always represented: lyricism, integrity, and the refusal to yield to pressure. Pusha T has never been an artist who could be silenced. From his early days delivering sharp coke raps to his solo work cutting through industry insincerity, he has built a career on voicing what others won't. No Malice, while more reserved, remains incisive. His verses now carry moral weight, clarity, and the insight of someone who has experienced both sides. Together, they are not following trends, they are reaffirming standards. With Kendrick Lamar now spiritually connected to this project, regardless of his presence throughout, the message is unmistakable. This album will not play it safe, it will not be politically correct. It will convey truth. What could be more powerful than that? At a time when most artists are on the defensive, with every line scrutinized and sanitized to avoid offending anyone, Clipse is charging ahead in the opposite direction. They are betting on substance, conflict, and consequences. They understand the stakes and embrace them. And the fans? They're not just seeking nostalgia, they want to witness the system being challenged, to see what unfolds when two artists reject the safest path because it comes with too many strings attached. The conflict between Clipse and Def Jam transcends a single verse. It addresses what rap still permits, what labels still attempt to control, and what occurs when you refuse to comply. With Roc Nation now supporting them, Kendrick Lamar in the mix, and the world observing, Let God Sort 'Em Out is already more than just an album. It's a declaration, a stance, and a warning. When that verse finally drops, unedited, unfiltered, and fearless, it won't just be Kendrick Lamar speaking. It will represent every artist who has ever been told to tone it down or dilute their message. It will serve as proof that you don't need permission to make history, you just need the courage to walk away. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.